Yeah.
Alrighty. So are you streaming to your channel as well?
Yeah, I would think so. Let me just
Yeah.
go check. Let me just go check. There might be
Okay.
some feedback, but let me just check quickly.
All right.
Open forum. Where is my studio?
Nazami says
Here.
hello.
Hello. Hello. Whoever. Let
She
me
always
check
loves the
quickly.
end of your videos. Bye.
Bye. Yes, it's streaming. Got it on YouTube
All
Studio.
right. Excellent. Alrighty. So hello everyone. Very impromptu live tonight. Well, tonight here in Australia. Not so
Good
maybe
morning.
early afternoon or morning for Graham. Graham is in
Mm.
South Africa. So for those who don't know, Graham, you want to introduce yourself?
I already said my name, so I'm not going to introduce myself as Graham again. I'm going to introduce myself as Carnivore Transformer. Also, I have a YouTube channel. Um, and yeah, it's been a while since I've been live with David. And yeah, if there's anything
Yeah.
else I need to go into,
Yeah,
David.
this is pretty much where we started, wasn't it? Like I think the
Yeah.
first lives I did were with Graham, and we did quite a few actually, and at the
Mhm.
start of my channel. Um, but yeah, I think it's been a while since, and I think look, a lot of the people that um, were following along at that time sort of dropped off actually.
Mm.
Diane is another one. She used to come on with us as well, but I haven't seen anything from her for a while. But
Yeah.
I think she's taken up her new hobby of painting, and she's doing quite well with that. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's yeah. I saw the last paintings as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Mm. Mm. So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. So I mean, we can talk about anything tonight. Anything you want to talk about. We can talk about carnivore diet, life, and philosophy. You know, I
Mm.
met someone this week actually. I've got actually you might have seen in the Patreon page the interview with Wayne
Mm.
Walker. He's a hypnotist, a very interesting
Yeah.
fellow, and really fascinating. Actually, uh, I suppose like he explained that like hypnotism is basically like a meditative state that you can. It's sort of that he sort of helps people get into like a meditative state to help them sort of refocus their lives, sort of thing. So I think that's really fascinating sort of stuff. It's something that I've been interested in a long time, actually. Like from when I first, that's well, one of the things I sort of found along with deep breathing is like meditation, you know,
Yeah.
and I suppose whether you call it prayer or like prayer state is the same. Whether you go into a prayer, like deep into prayer, is the same as going into meditation. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
Josephine. Nice of you to join us.
Uh,
Um,
Hi, Josephine. Mm.
but I think it's the whole thing is just really fascinating because you get to like that's one reason why I like the deep breathing sort of in the mornings. Some people do it at night. I like to do it in the morning because it could have puts you in that meditative state and it gives you more balance through the day. I think
Mm.
it certainly helps me anyway.
Yeah.
How about you, Graham?
I found it very interesting when he spoke about. I think you guys must watch the video when it comes out. When he, let me just put that also out there. When he spoke about the unconscious and the sleeping,
Mm,
there are dreams when I remember. But yeah, sometimes some of these dreams are really fascinating, really real, and then, like you said, you remember it when you woke up, but then it just flops away. So
yeah.
very interesting what he spoke about in that area.
Mm,
And hypnotizing yourself, that was like a wow moment for me.
mm.
And you don't even know it. So yeah,
Yeah, it's
interesting.
programming, isn't it? That's something I keep saying to people like it's this is why there is so much propaganda around us. There's so many commercials and everything like that. They are programming us. People are very programmable, which is a bad thing in the wrong hands. Obviously,
Yeah.
we've been programmed to eat a certain way, like all this processed food, for example. But it's also a good thing because um, if you're disciplined enough, you can program yourself. Like you can reprogram yourself. That's the whole point of it's like with Wayne, obviously, is to use to use hypnotism.
Mm.
But I think habit forming, like forming habits, positive
Yeah.
habits, good habits, is a good way to program yourself. Because
Yeah.
doesn't matter what it is in life, whether it's like just trying to survive or trying to being successful or anything like that. Whether you're successful or not, it's all based on your habits, like your daily habits, sort of thing.
Mm.
And like I think a good actually, I forget his name, but being great is not about doing one or two great things. It's about being good consistently. So doing
Mm.
good, having positive habits consistently really does that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi,
Jonathan, how you
Jonathan.
doing, man? Hey,
Yeah. Yeah. To me, it was also about your mindset when you talk about the habits. It's how desperate are you to get to that, whatever you are trying.
yeah,
Because yes, you need to focus. That was the
yeah,
other thing, the focus part. You need to just focus on it.
yeah,
And obviously change like my habits of standing on a scale every day. That's a habit that I said to myself when I started. I want to know
mm,
what is my weight every day and what I consumed. Um, does it affect my weight? Um, I think that's referring to me, Bry.
yeah. I'd say so.
Yes, we have a good braai here in South Africa. Yesterday, somebody just told me, that's just going off the point, but like you said, it's just chatting. Somebody told me today it's like braai, and I'm like braai because we have a braai day, 24th of September. So somebody said tomorrow is braai day, and I'm like braai day, and he said yes, we off. So yeah, no work. So yeah, people see it like that. So braai in American is barbecue. For those who
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that one.
So
Rise
yeah,
barbecue. Well, there you go.
barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
coming back
Jonathan's
to
getting
the
ready. He's competing this Sunday, actually. So just the day after
hmm,
tomorrow. So good luck with that, mate.
best of best of luck there, Jonathan.
Mm.
There we go. Barbecue is it's the best.
Yeah.
It's
I
the old
think
style
hands
of eating.
hands down, barbecue is the best way to cook. Like it's just it's easy to clean, easy to just it's just the best flavor too to get into the meat as well. So hey Mandy, how you doing? It's good to see you.
Hmm. Good to see you.
Yeah. Graham, Jonathan, if those who don't know Carnival Muscle, he has a bodybuilding competition this Sunday. It's a
Mm.
regional event for him in the UK. So a pretty big event, actually. So, yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing that winner's trophy next week, buddy. Yeah.
Yes, that
Don't
would
come
be
back
nice.
without it.
Mm, that would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be good. Easy to eat out, too many people asking. Cues. Yeah.
Cool, got it. I got it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love barbecue. So did you was that yesterday, was it, Graham, the bride?
No, the braai box. That is something new that I'm venturing into where trying to get some referrals
Oh, okay.
with the braai box.
Oh, right, right, right. I think you told me about that. The with the butcher. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
that's
also
good.
got an Yeah, I got something else also. Checking out another farm. This is now coming from farms. So
Oh,
looking
good.
into your grass-fed meat, because normally we go to our local supermarkets or butchery, and we really don't know what type of meat is it. Is it grain-fed or is it grass-fed? We don't know.
Mystery meat.
But yeah, but we just buy, and um, I was always searching where is there a farm of the healing humanity. Kerry said to us about trying your local farms. So my local farms is not around the corner, quite a distance. So finally, I sourced a sort of a farm. I don't think it's a farm; it's like a distributor which gets its food from the farms.
Uh,
So I now know what's the source, and
yeah,
hopefully, maybe in the future, I'll get it from the source.
yeah. That's a
Um,
good idea. Cut out the
yeah,
middleman.
yeah.
Yeah,
For me, it looks like if I look at the plan, you order by them, and they order by the source, and you'll see that um, they got packages. The source got nice packages, better packages than what they have, but it looks like they're just distributing it. You want this? I'll just put this in, and sort of nearly the same price, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, but I'm looking forward into going into that venture and getting grass-fed meat. Hi,
yeah. That's great.
Sandra.
Well,
Mm,
I hope that works out for you, man. Because it'd be a great way to get, any discount you can get. It's going to help.
yeah.
So, especially
Yeah,
these
there
days.
is meat cheaper out there. If people don't know that, there is meat cheaper out there. You
Yeah,
just
that's
need
right.
to
You just
find
got
the
to look
right
around.
place.
Mm,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
make
And like
carnivore.
most of the time, like we always, but like there's always sales on. So I always wait for sales and then buy bulk.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to. I think it's much cheaper way because you're gonna eat it anyway. So it's not like you might spend big in like a week,
Mm,
um, but if it lasts you a month or something, then that's
yeah,
all good. So yeah, so in the long run, it becomes cheaper.
yeah,
Um, I think that's like when people first go carnivore. Like we'll talk about this before we went live. They think it's
yeah.
expensive because it all of a sudden they're spending all their money on meat, all their grocery
Mm,
money on meat rather than a whole range of things.
mm,
But they don't take into account that. I mean, like actually, my wife and I were talking about this today as well because we always get it on a budget. Like we wait for sales and certain we buy certain cuts, cheap cuts of meat, but
mm,
we also don't waste money on like going to your local cafe for coffee every day. You
yeah.
know, we don't waste money on alcohol, cigarettes, or any other sort of habit-forming foods or drugs. So generally speaking, the whole package, and you think about we'll talk about time too, preparation for meals and things like
Mm,
that. It's just you really are saving a lot, on the carnivore diet. You
exactly.
know,
Yeah,
yeah. The only thing I have to worry about is the assault on meat at the moment because whenever Gates invest in something, there's always a crisis, to make it, to give us the alternative.
yeah,
So that's the way governments work, or these days the governments work. They if you give up certain rights and privileges, or certain rights to your government to in a crisis, they will continue to make a crisis to take away more rights. Um,
mm.
so anyway, so what's the what else has been happening? Like, I know you've been off your channel for a while. I know you've been very busy, but have you been planning to do anything with the channel recently?
Well, recently I was just Okay, I was off for a while. I would say in the month of August. And that is when my wife had an operation,
Yeah.
and I was totally focused on her and the family, her recovery and so forth. That's when I slipped off. I would say, in a sense of what I eat as well. Um,
Mm.
but it was for me. I don't know. Some videos back, I did say 50% meat, and the rest was like, this is what the family needs. So, like David mentioned, that yes, if you take all those other stuff, taking care of the family, your budget also shrinks if they're not carnivore. So you
Yeah.
need to take care of them as well. So hence me just going sideways. And yes, that really impacted my life. I would say my health and my weight. Let me bring the weight also in, because I saw every day, as I do every day, scale jumping. Every day I saw little bit of increase in weight,
Yeah.
and that is basically just eating the junk stuff. Um,
Mm.
and yeah, and me just stopping doing videos because I felt I'm sinning. If a person have to look at it in that way, I was doing something wrong, which I'm not standing for. Um, so yeah, that's
It's
when I
easy
was.
to do though. It's easy to go sideways. Like
Yeah.
when you start
No.
getting a lot of stress, like external stress as well. Like you're
Mm,
busy at work, your wife's in hospital, and you're taking
yeah.
care of the family. Sort of prioritize. Generally speaking, we tend to put our health, our own health, on the back burner. You know,
Mm,
but
yeah.
it's I don't know why we do that because it sort of just makes things worse, really, doesn't it?
Mm. And me having the accountability, I feel that my viewers need to know these things, and it's just coming out and saying yes and be honest about it. Yeah, because things does happen, life happens, and
Well, you're only
yeah,
human.
yeah,
Mm.
I'm only human after all. Must I sing also?
Yeah,
But yeah.
but like no one's perfect all the time.
Mm,
Like it's just you know, um, and it's I mean everyone has a little snack or a slip off the wagon every now and then, but
mhm,
as long as you get back on the wagon, it's all good.
yeah,
It's a very
that,
common,
that
very
that's
easy thing
my.
to do.
And during this time, yes, I needed to
Yeah,
refocus on my goals that I've put back last year, in saying, but everything has changed. I got to my goal weight. Um, I'm off my meds. Um, there's no hypertension issues anymore. So I've reached what I've done, what I've set out to do. So I've reached it. So refocusing on the goals and saying, and obviously the pain. Um, you guys would, if you watch my videos, you will, yeah, in the last few videos that I put out, I spoke about the pain, the fingers, the sticky fingers. Yeah, and I think that is the kickback for me from the August style.
yeah,
That yeah, coming back to oxalate dumping and all these other funny things coming into play, and yeah,
yeah.
help me refocus basically. And so the new focus is my health is the first thing on the line.
Mm.
Um, and just feeling better, because if you're in pain, you're not feeling better.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think when you reach a goal too, like that, when you've reached your ideal weight, you've got no more pain, you've done everything, you've reversed everything. You tend to think, okay, now that I feel so good, I can give myself a treat too. You know.
Big mistake.
So, yeah, I can take a break now. I don't have to be so strict. Everything's good, so I should be okay. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people do that. Mm,
Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted my subscribers to know about these things.
mm,
Yes, people can make mistakes, and there is consequences.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Mm.
I thought this is fine, that is fine. Eating these funny, um, sweet treats. Um, yes, it's okay for the moment. You feel okay, but yeah,
Yeah.
even me stopping doing coffee. Um,
Yeah.
I know David had a video about the coffee thing. Um, me stopping, and this is because of some lady that I remembered. There was some incident with coffee. Oh yes, I was drinking like 3 or 5 cups a day of
Wow.
these instant coffees. So that's during August. So it's like, why are you doing that? I've
Yeah.
discovered now that it's not good for your body. Um,
No.
but this lady, yeah, in South Africa, told me about, because I just asked her a question about the coffee thing, and she went on to speaking about dairy as well, what dairy causes with the inflammation and so forth. And I was like, um, now you're telling me something. And
Yeah.
she gave me clips of coffee users, not coffee users, but talks about where people say your hair is falling out when you drink too much coffee, the effects of it. And it was like a big eye opener for me, and say, I want to do everything right, just clean out this out of my system, that I needed to clean out coffee, I needed to clean out my tea
Yeah.
habits and the dairy habits, because it causes inflammation.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can do.
it's a yeah, it's a thing where I would say,
Especially the processed dairy. Yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah,
acrylamide, the like in coffee and tea and things like that, acrylamide is quite strong. And like when you say like talking about the hair loss, it directly affects your thyroid. So
mm,
like when it disrupts your hormones, and then that's where you get hair loss and things like that. I think a lot of carnivores notice that too when they first start. They get hair loss because I think one of the reasons is that one, they drink a lot of water around their meals, but they also hold on to drinking coffee, you know,
mm,
and they
yeah,
sometimes will actually increase their coffee intake. So, and they don't understand that these things have serious consequences like to your hormone production, you know.
yeah,
But,
yeah. The other
you
thing that she tried to tell me about the coffee is, people, like, I'm on a Facebook group, and people, the one question I normally see her popping up asking, do you drink coffee? And then the people say, but they complaining about they stalling in their weight and all, or they got this or that issue. And she would ask the question, do you drink coffee? Stop drinking the coffee. That's how she goes out and tells the people, and then they say, but why? Then she gives down a piece of documentation, and I would say she's come a long way, because she told me about kids. We think we're doing okay, but where mothers would then, basically give that over to the kids in their what you call it, embryos. If you can help me there, David, the reproduction system. Yeah.
know,
So then you get these defects in the kids again with asthma and all these things. She explained it to that detail, as to, yes, it's okay for us now, but your kids is gonna suffer on the
yeah,
end.
that's right. Yeah,
And their kids is gonna suffer.
yeah. I mean,
Mm,
what the mother eats or consumes, affects
mm,
the baby or the fetus in the womb. And that's why, like now, like babies are when they're born, actually addicted to things like sugar and things before they even, you know, while they're as soon as they're
mm.
born, because
Yeah.
and you've seen it with like drug addicted mothers who took drugs through the pregnancy. Babies have to be weaned off of like things like heroin once they're born, and sugar
Mm,
is far more addictive. You know,
mm,
so whatever they consume, so it's going to really affects, even if they drink coffee while they're pregnant or anything, it's really going to affect the growth of the baby after it's born as well, and the development of the fetus while in pregnancy. So I think it's really important.
Yeah, it's just an eye opener to the insight of what this, and she's an elderly lady. Insight into a field that she was like basically studying and obviously living the experience. But yeah, she just opened my mind into refocus on what are you consuming, what is good, what is bad, what is, we would say it's not bad, but yeah. And looking at those Facebook or not articles, people commenting and stuff like that, some of them are eye opening, I can tell you, really. um so yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about that this morning actually with Nia. Yeah, community is quite important, for many reasons. Like you can get a lot of information from these communities because you you get a broad range of experiences from other people, you know.
Mm,
So it's
true.
really good to learn from other people's experiences like that. I think sometimes you get more information that way than you will from listening to one of the doctor's videos and things like that.
Yeah, because for me it's personal experiences which I would say yes, it might work for you, but it maybe not work for me. But you will
Yeah,
hear these things, and if it works for you, you're like, wow, that person is like telling the truth here.
yeah,
But yeah, very
mm.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah. It is.
I normally look at the Facebook comments and stuff like that, and people asking questions. And for me in South Africa, I'm basically with the South African Facebook carnivores. There are lots of people jumping online on the carnivore as well journey,
Mm.
and they got lots and lots of questions.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah,
Mm,
I mean, it's good to question, and I think a lot of people are. I mean, they're new to it, and especially after growing up on the standard Western diet. But yeah, it can be a little bit scary because they're trying something new, you know, and they don't
yeah,
know. They don't know if it's going to help. They don't know if it's right or wrong because there's just so much muddy information out there that it's geared to be confusing. They want it to be confusing.
exactly.
You know, if you're
Mm,
confused, then you don't not going to know for sure if you're doing the right thing or not. So, hey, George, how you doing, my man? George, good enough. UK
mm.
friend. I'm not sure. Do you know George Graham?
No, 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 no. Haven't seen
George
him.
has quite an interesting story. He has
Okay.
he reversed type 2 diabetes. It took him a couple of years to sort of wean himself onto the carnivore diet. But now he's like everyone he talks to everyone he talks to he tells about the carnivore diet now.
Yeah.
And now actually he's gone raw carnivore. He actually eats
Wow.
raw meat most of the week. So very interesting. Mm. But great guy, George.
Yeah,
Um,
that's also interesting topic, the raw one. But yeah.
yeah, yeah, also very interesting. I mean,
Uh,
if you have a clean source of meat, and it's not handled too much, there's not too much can go wrong. And I was doing some research on that recently, and it's some will say that actually there's just as much chance of getting sick from cooked meat as there is from raw meat. Just depends on the handling of it.
mm,
I certainly wouldn't recommend raw chicken, for example, because you get salmonella and that sort of stuff. That's not good.
yeah.
And eggs out of date sort of thing can give you the same thing. But in Japan they eat a lot of raw meat. Especially
Mm,
fish, seafood. They eat a lot of raw seafood, but they also eat raw horse meat and raw beef. You know?
mm.
So I mean, sometimes it goes awry. But again, like it always, you have to. have a clean source and be careful with that sort of thing. But I think just as careful as anything else.
Mm. Right,
Just have a look
Joff.
at this comment. I could not digest connective gelatinous meats like shin, meats, anything on the bone. I feel so poorly. It took months to find this out, DC. Yeah, it can take a long time. You have to experiment. It's all, I mean, a lot of it is, I mean, because, especially because we all are coming from a different area. We're all coming,
Mm.
but we all grew up differently, had different, diets. Yeah, the standard Western diet, but we all have
Yeah.
different conditions because of the way we grew up. So, how it affects you is differently, and how your recovery is going to be different as well. So it's all just an n equals one experiment, really, isn't it? So,
Mm.
um, even for me, like, even though, like, I like to tell people how I eat, that doesn't mean that's going to work for everyone. It just means
Yeah.
that this is what's working for me. Um,
Mm.
and it doesn't matter how much information you get online, whether do all the research and get all the doctor's information that you can.
Mm.
You still have to work out exactly what's going to work for you. And it will take a little while, but the time's going to pass anyway. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, Joff, how you doing, brother? Watching from work.
Naughty, naughty.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's got an important job. He's just a nurse, I guess.
Okay.
I hope no one's life is at stake.
Yeah, I know what Joff is doing. Shh. Yes, I know,
Yeah,
Joff. It's
yeah,
also my
okay.
working time, and I'm doing
Yeah,
it live, and people from work is watching.
right. Yeah, Graham is just lucky today. He got a bit of time off, so yeah.
Ah,
All of a sudden, that's why we're all of a sudden doing a live. So because it's been good to catch up with Graham because it's been such a while. It's been a long time actually since we've done a live. Yeah.
yeah.
So, actually, talking about the raw carnivore, I this is what I think. People get dogmatic about food for some reason. They really
Mm.
do. I mean, there's extremes in every camp, really. Vegan and even carnivore. There's
Yeah.
some people say you're not carnivore unless you eat raw, or you're not carnivore if you eat dairy, or and
Yeah.
so on and so on. People just get really obsessive. I think they haven't got enough going on in their life. They sort of focus on one thing, and it's a lifestyle. I'm like, this is where I'm going to differ with a lot of people, so don't get too upset, everyone. But
Yeah.
carnivore is not a lifestyle. It's eating to support your lifestyle. This is what food is all about. Food is about supporting your lifestyle, not becoming your lifestyle.
Mm.
Um, you eat the best, the most nutrient dense food you can to give you the best lifestyle that you want. To live
Yeah.
your best life. You know, but that's just my philosophy anyway. But others see it differently. How about you, Graham? What do you think?
For me, first it was a diet, and that's when we said 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Um, and it's working, and for me, it became a lifestyle. It became the way of eating. WOE. Woo. It became that to me. So my view is it's the best lifestyle, if you want to say lifestyle, a way of eating lifestyle, than any of the others that I've experienced. Yes, I did go down the rabbit hole of the vegan side. Did make my bean burgers, if I must say so. Bean burgers. And there was something else that I tried. Tofu. Trying to make tofu. All into the vegan thing. I went down that rabbit hole. I went down the juicy rabbit hole, which is juice all your veggies. Went down that rabbit hole. And for me, nothing is sustainable. And I told my wife the other day, you know what? The carnivore diet is the most sustainable one I've ever been on. The
Yeah.
others were a few weeks, few months, but not months. It's like one or 2 months, and then I stop. I can't sustain myself. But this one was like it's 572 days if I have to, not 72 as now, 75.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm still going.
And you're
I'm
still
still
counting the
going.
days.
Yes, I don't count it. My calendar counts it for me. This calendar apps it's still counting for me, so I don't count it.
20 years time, it'll be wait, 1,250,300, and it was 1.5 days.
Yes, it was. That's a lot of days of being on the carnivore lifestyle. So yeah,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it just make things fun because somebody, yes, how the days came about again, David. Somebody said to me in one of my comments, um, can you please tell us how long were you on the carnivore diet? It's like
Yeah.
they wanted to know because I didn't say it in my last few videos. Hence,
Uh,
me I had to go look onto my phone and say, "Oh, it's 572 days." So that was my
yeah.
last video.
Yeah. Fair
But
enough.
yeah, but yeah, it's not counting the days anymore. It's just living it, and
Yeah.
experience the greatness of eating this way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like it is life changing. It's certainly, but it's life supporting. Like it's a life supporting diet. That's what it should be. And it's, I mean, especially like for all the conditions that I've had, and it's certainly like it's supporting me staying in remission for a start and helping me recover. So it's
Mm.
very important to me, but it's not. My whole life is not. I mean, I don't want my whole life to revolve around my food sort of thing. I want my food to support what my life is, you know.
Mm.
So I mean, it's part and parcel. It's always part of your lifestyle, but it's
Mm.
not the whole lifestyle, you know.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean for me anyway. Histamines also. I do better lean with raw lamb fat. I love lamb fat. I think lamb fat is the best. It's certainly the best for me. One of the great benefits though too is that it's very high in omega 3s.
Okay.
So that's why I keep telling people you need to have a good range of fat. Fish is great for omega 3s. So is lamb if you can't get seafood. But lamb's very fatty, so there's a lot of omega 3s in it, and it's very very good. I absolutely love it. So 5-year meat diet, I still suffer. Yeah, yeah. Histamines, I think can also be a problem for many people. Meat based, some dairy products can also cause a histamine reaction. Um, there's, I mean, I suppose there's a number of things that um, let me say, it can also be an environmental thing too. It could be, might not be diet related, might be something else. Like histamine can be like there's something in the air that you're breathing. Can be
Mm.
like mold, for example. Um, so yeah, that's something that you really have to sort of work out what's. For me, if there's something wrong, I think there's a really good way to help reset your hormones and reset your body, your lymphatic system, is to fast for at least 3 days, for example,
Mhm.
and really cut your diet back to the absolute essentials, like a ruminant meat, a good lamb fat is good, and water. Nothing else added. Take out everything that you don't need, and then sort of slowly add something else in there that you might want afterwards, perhaps. But that's what I would do anyway. And fasting, I think, is really beneficial. You feel really good after fasting too, because it gives your lymphatic system time to clean out all the dead cells as well, and all the waste, because it's your lymphatic system, although it pushes all those nutrients around your body, it's also like with the lymph fluid, but it's also the sewer system of your body. So it gets rid of all those dead cells and gets rid of all those other stuff. But it needs time to do that. So that's why fasting is so good. Exactly, Joff. Good job. I was going to say
responding to us.
may not be diet related, but rather environmental. Yeah. Quite often it is. Quite often it is environmental, because there's a lot of things going on around us at the moment. Like a lot of toxins and like air, could be, like I said, mold, could be. It could, I mean, there's just so much going on. Really, it could be anything. Honestly. Hello, Mama Cracker. Nice of you to join us. And guest is Graham from the Carnivore Transformer. There we go. There's his name. Yeah.
Still transforming.
He's still transforming. But like we're talking about with the environmental impact things as well. All we can do, unfortunately, like we are being poisoned in our water, our environment, our food, and it doesn't matter what food you eat at the moment, it's all being poisoned. Okay. So the best thing we can do is to mitigate those risks as best we can. So eat the best we can to feel the best we can. It's not going to be 100%. It's never going to be perfect. Not right now. Not in our lifetime, I don't think. But all we can do is our best, and that will make us feel the best that we can. Like I said, with like even with my health, like I'm not sure if I'll ever get much better than what I am now, but I am better than where I was before, and I'm doing the best to just to feel the best that I can, sort of thing. And I know it's never going to be perfect again. It's never going to be fantastic, but at least I feel better than what I did before,
Yeah.
And I think that's a bit, about as best that we can all do, we can always improve our situation, but there's always going to be a point where that's going to be it, Anyway. Actually, how's Natasha doing? Actually, Graham, your wife, she's still not carnivore yet?
No, she moved away from carnivore and it's back to the normal standard American diet, and she's loving it. But yeah, I don't sleep. I don't sleep at night really, because listening to her. Because I need now to say, when I said one of my thingies in my last video about snoring, yeah, I understand why she couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
When I was snoring, so now I understand completely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you wake up.
I don't want to embarrass my wife, but she snores a bit too. So
yeah,
but I like it though. Actually, it's cute.
It's soothing.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like an outboard motor. Yeah, it kind of sounds like the outboard motor on a boat.
But yeah, like you guys know, I'm just honest about things in my world. So even if it's even if it's anybody next to me, yeah, I'm just honest. Yeah, I'll get a hiding later, but it's fine.
Yeah.
We'll survive.
Yeah. So how do you?
Island
I think that's a big question. It's just one question I get sometimes is, how do you stay on carnivore when your partner or no one else in the house is carnivore? Are your kids carnivore?
No.
No, so it's just you, and that.
Yeah, it's just me. And yeah, like I said, in August it was a bit difficult trying to stay carnivore, but
Yeah,
once my wife started to work again, I could focus back onto the way of eating.
yeah,
So yeah, for me in my household, I do my own meat buying. I got
mm,
my own deep freezer.
mm,
So my meat goes into the deep freezer. They got the big fridge where the stuff is in. So there's all the separation.
yeah,
And when it comes to cooking, I cook my own stuff. That's why I like the air fryer. And recently I bought me a pan, two pans, a 20 centimeter and a 24 centimeter pan
mm-hmm.
to make my meat in or my eggs.
Okay.
And so yeah, and it's all with the tallow from what I get from the air fryer. And yes, and lamb fat, like you said, lamb fat, beef fat, that's also in the mix. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I love mixing that.
yeah. So
Mm,
that's always there's always fat or beef tallow or lamb fat
mm,
available for cooking again. So yeah,
yeah,
coping with it financially, yes, I make my own budget. And like I said, my wife is working again, so she makes the budget for the family. So
yeah.
that's how
Well,
I
that's good.
manage. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad
But
she's recovering, but it'd be good to see her go carnivore again, for her health. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I think, I know it's difficult when you're in a like like in a relationship with someone else that doesn't want to eat carnivore. It can be difficult because you see what they're eating, and so
mm,
you kind of struggle, with trying to, because most couples do, they end up eating the same way, you know, and they just want to prepare one meal sort of thing, so they just eat the same way sort of thing. That's why, for most people. But I think, you know you just have to, be strong yourself as well, and yeah, can't give in to the. I mean, I know, like my wife, she's largely meat based. She eats more meat than anything, but she still
mm,
likes to have, rice and,
yeah,
pasta and things like that, and fruits and vegetables, and sweets every now and then. Like cookies and cakes and ice
yeah,
cream, that sort of stuff. So, that in those times you just have to, well, you know you have to think about what it really means to you. Like, is it serious enough for you to say no to that food? You know, do you want? Um, are your goals more important than that meal?
yeah. True,
So
true, David. True.
yeah,
That's where I'm at every time when they eat such nice things which I want to eat as well. Then I say, which is
yeah,
important. Like
yeah,
we got this thing called curry food. I like sweet curry chicken. Oh, sweet chicken curry. Yeah, sweet chicken curry.
yeah,
Um, and normally she makes it, and I'm like, no, 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 no. It doesn't work that way. I'll rather have my meat. So yeah, it works.
yeah. Lindy's great. Lindy, her husband,
Mm,
eats carnivore with her, but at work he eats whatever he wants. Well,
yeah,
at least he's meat based. Yeah, a lot of it, like, honestly, like, even, as long as you're 70% carnivore, even, like, as long as most of your diet is meat based, like whole food, you're still
yeah,
going to be fairly healthy. You know, I mean, you won't get great results, but you'll still get some good results. It's not like
yeah.
it's not like the world's going to collapse because you have a donut or something. You know,
Mm. Same sentiment, David. I've
yeah,
experienced it, so I know what you're talking about.
yeah. I live with daughter and son-in-law. The house is full meat plus, everything
Woo.
else. Yeah, pastas, rice, chips, etc. So at times I'll grab a donut or have a bite of risotto. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're all
I would
human,
normally, yeah, I
Yeah,
would say it's okay.
yeah. I mean, we're all
Don't
human,
overdo it.
Yeah, you're gonna give in every now and then, you know. But like I said, you know, like or you just have to remind yourself, you know, are my goals more important than that snack or that meal, you know?
Mm,
Um, and you know, don't be so hard on yourself if you do give in, because I mean, we all do every now and then.
mm,
It's not the end of the world, you know. So
exactly.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
I
it's
will
one of
just
those things.
I'm just going to put a link in here, guys. If you want to join us, you are more than welcome. Okay, come join the chat, Lindy. If you're not doing much, Mama Cracker, or anyone, you're welcome to join us.
Yeah.
Yeah, um, yeah. I mean, like I said, like some people just get a bit dogmatic about it all, but yeah, again, depends. You know, what are your goals as well? You know, some
Mm,
people are, I don't know. It's just the way they are. You know, they're
yeah.
a little bit too
Yeah.
serious sometimes.
I would look at it as everybody has a different background story. So
Yeah,
that background story developed them into what they are today.
yeah, that's right.
And we coming with a new story, trying to change that background story. It's a bit difficult.
Mm,
You need to be that person to basically change your own background story and saying this is now the new me.
yeah.
Um, and I want to feel great. That's basically it for me.
Well, that's all we all want. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, 9 out of 10 people just want to feel healthy, just want to feel comfortable in their body, and don't want to be sick, don't want to be taking medications every day. You know, that's all we basically want. Most people. Um,
Mm.
I mean, I know it's. I mean, I love the fitness industry for most part. I love sports and things like that, but they just get very dogmatic, especially when it comes to bodybuilding and competition and things like that. And this is all great. That's fine, but there's a real. I think there's a little there's a part where it becomes like criticism or criticizing or rather than competition rather than just being competitive. There's a difference between being competitive and being, just plain, you know, trying to sort of like bring other people down, sort of, and being negative, you
Mm.
know. Um, so I think if you stay in the positive side side of things and be supportive, I think a lot of these groups can do really well.
Yeah.
I just
True.
don't think they need to be so a little bit dogmatic about it. So.
Mm.
But like you said, everyone has a different background, and we
Mm.
only when we see people, it doesn't matter whether they're online or any other part in life, we only see a small glimpse of their life, like
Yeah.
where they are at that given
That's
moment.
it.
It could just
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
having a bad day. You don't know, so you don't see what brought them there, and you don't see where they're going. So it's really hard to judge people just on you know
Mm.
that small window. So yeah.
Correct.
Just try and avoid it if you can. I do.
Mm.
Yeah. That's why I just don't get involved in arguing about it because I just don't think
Yeah.
it's worth it. You know. Maybe next time and the birds are out and noisy tonight. Well, that's all good. We don't mind. Maybe. Yeah, love the birds.
Mm.
Birds are great. Yeah. Lindy has pet parrots. She has pet
Okay.
parrots. They sort of fly around the house and they
Uh
sort
huh.
of sit on her shoulder and yeah. Uh,
Okay.
she's the carnivore pirate. Yeah. So yeah, very
Yeah.
colorful, very pretty birds. So.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are the plans then, Graham? What are your plans for the future? I mean, you have. I mean, you. I mean, you're always trying to convince or show people just how good the carnivore diet is. And I know you've. Are you still part of? You still helping Carrie Mann with the documentary?
I'm
How's
in the
that going?
background. I'm in the
Okay.
far background.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm also there. Lindy can also say so. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm also there. Just looking if everything is still going good. Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. I'm just
Okay.
having my eye on it as well. But yeah, it's for me it's going good. I didn't. Yeah, we got an app out, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm.
As to the website, there's now an app as well, and yeah,
Mm.
which is great.
Mm. Okay.
Mm. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
I'm still around. I'm still. Let me just say, I'm still.
So they're still
Got
making
it,
progress then.
got it, David. I'm still healing
Okay.
humanity.
Well, as long as they're
Yeah,
making progress is good. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, I'm still going out there. Nowadays, the conversation with people on the outside world is like um people don't know me, so I'm just say, have you ever heard of like the last person? Let me rather go to that last person. I went to go buy something by the person, picked it up, and I said to the person, I'm a YouTuber.
Okay.
He's like, oh really? I said yes, I'm a YouTuber, and you must go check out my channel. It's Carnivore Transformer. And the guy asked me, what is your channel all about? I said about food. Maybe you'll be interested. So, so he's like,
You got
carnivore. I
hooked
said,
there.
yes. Yes, I said, carnivore. Yes. I said, yes, we eat meat. So you can go check out my channel. And I was speaking to a guy which was like little bit, not little bit, it's a bit obese. So trying then my wife said, you must stop doing these things of telling. I said, I'm looking for an angle to come in just to have a conversation. So yeah. So that's going out there, people that doesn't know me, meeting me, it's like, how do I approach it now? Because it was easy in the first place. You
Yeah.
people know me. Oh, what happened? That was the easy part.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit difficult because they see me now, and I must not say, I didn't look like this before. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Then the conversation start. Or like the other time when I said to somebody, um, oh yes, Halloween is coming up. And I showed him, you see this guy in this thingy with the Halloween, what was it? Fitness. Last year I did fitness, um, jumping around, and I did the Halloween thing. So I was like, oh, Halloween is coming up this year. Showing him my video. Is this your channel? I said, yes. What are you doing on your channel? And I said, I've never heard of Carnivore. And conversation started. So yeah, that's
You should
that's
have been
how
a
things.
salesman, I think.
Yeah, you will always find me trying to, if I don't know you, I'm trying to like have a conversation in a Carnivore way. Um,
Yeah.
off the record,
But
yeah. Off
that's
the
a good
record.
point. Like they see you now, they don't see
Mm,
where you were before, where you started, and I think that it's easy for you to talk about because you're thin, you're slim, and you're fit.
mm,
So they don't see that before. Like most people, if they saw me like 10 years ago, they wouldn't believe you know
yeah,
where I am now.
exactly.
You know, they
Yeah,
think it's impossible. There's no way. So yeah, it's good to that you show me. It wasn't always like this. I was pretty bad before, so I was overweight and things like that. So
yeah,
it's good.
yeah.
Hello,
And here's the one from Russia.
yeah. Is it Hermes? Sorry, I'm gonna pronounce your name wrong. I'm sorry about
Yeah,
that. But
last time I
hello.
also pronounced it wrong. I hope I
well,
pronounced it, but welcome
it's
from
nice to
Russia.
welcome from
Yeah,
Russia. Yeah. So
yeah,
thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Lindy and Mama Cracker, maybe next time. That's cool. Um, Kerry and Adam are coming to Adelaide and Melbourne in November. Okay, well, there you
Woo-hoo.
go.
Woo-hoo. Is there a meetup there, Lindy? Is there gonna be a meetup?
I think there's going to be a meetup in Brisbane on the 24th of November. I think there's one of those low carb events in Adelaide. I think Bart Kay and Anthony Chafee are going to as well. Um, yeah, I won't be going though. So I think yeah, it must be another one in Melbourne too. Yeah, that they're going to. So there you go. Well,
Yeah.
it's good that that's progressing anyway. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. 2025. That's the date.
2025.
That's the date. Put that on the calendars.
Okay,
Healing
very good.
Humanity documentary.
Okay. Mm.
It's a
Graham,
long
it's
year.
been some time I've known you. Yeah, I am completely different actually. Yeah, Graham's done a lot. Like I mean, you can see the transformation in his face. You know, it's actually when Nozomi, my wife, she saw your before photos, she couldn't
No?
believe that was you. Yeah. So
Yeah, you must see the others, David, which I didn't put on.
yeah.
I'm also looking at it. I'm saying, was that me? I can't
Yeah.
remember. I can't see this.
Mm. Yeah, like even I do that. I do the same. Like if you, I don't think about it for the longest time. Like you just don't think about it that much. But
Hmm.
then if you have a look at some photos, like from back then, and you think, my God, most of the time I don't think it's a big deal. I really don't think it's a big deal where I am right now. It's not that big a deal to me. Um, but sometimes when someone mentions it, and I'll go back and I'll have a look at some of these photos, and I think, wow, it's such a change. It's a really dramatic change from where you were to where you are now.
Hmm.
Um, and it's kind of hard to believe sometimes.
Yeah,
But
true.
like I said, it still amazes me just how resilient your body can be.
Hmm.
Mm. We'll try to organize a meetup in Melbourne once dates are confirmed. Well, that's cool. Melbourne's a bit of a drive, though, mate. So if you bring it up here, come up to Brisbane.
Brisbane.
Both look younger. Thank you, Mandy.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
I stopped aging. Uh, I don't know. I'm 51, so
I'm 51. It's the 51s club here today.
yeah, there you go.
uh,
You should come up to Brisbane, Linny. We've got one meet up on the 24th. So yeah, all good. If you can go to Texas, you can come to Brisbane. Yeah, no, that should be fun.
yeah.
Actually, I think it'd be good to meet some people offline. Just to get in, see the group, see the people that actually support you.
Mm,
Through the channel and stuff like that. So it'll be fun.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah. I'm
forward to
still
that.
trying this side of my side. There are two people which is has contacted me.
Yeah,
One via YouTube and one via TikTok.
yeah,
And they quite close. And yeah,
yeah.
looking forward to meeting them because the one already said yes. Ah,
Mm.
Montana. Is it
Yeah, Montana
Montana
would
or
be good.
Montana?
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be good to get over to America and do one of those big events. It'd be pretty cool. Uh, yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of it. I mean, there's a lot of these big events in America. I'd love to see and do, but yeah, let's see. I don't know. I'd love to get. It'd be great to be able to get around to. I mean, there's a lot of places doing all these sorts of things, but uh, one thing I love about YouTube is that we get to meet people like yourself, Graham, that we would never have met otherwise. In different countries,
Yeah.
um, and yeah, I mean, it's kind of a shame that we're all so far away. We can't sort of meet up in person. But without YouTube, like we just would never have met so many
Exactly.
people. So, and that's I think like at times like we all struggle. Like I struggle with this stuff at times, and I'm a bit of a tech tard. But you know, it's I kind of like to reflect back on that as well because there's just so many people that you would never have spoken to otherwise, or you would never have even met otherwise. So it's a really good thing. I think it's a very positive thing too. Can be negative, but yeah, it's very positive for the most part. I think so. It's good. Mm.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
who would have thought? Yeah, I would be
yeah,
sitting here and chatting.
yeah, that's right. It's something I would never have done before carnivore diet either. I think I don't think I
Yeah,
would have.
me
I
too.
mean, I mean, I've had anxiety for most of my life, but like after spending so many years in bed, like in after through the hospital years and after the hospital years, like um, you know, sort of going back outside. Sometimes just going outside, just going for a walk was kind of an anxious moment for me. Um, and like just rejoining the world and trying to find a new place in the world, like trying to find my place in the world again after being, inside for so long. It's very stressful and causes a lot of anxiety. But um, but now look, I mean, doing a YouTube channel, that's incredible, really. Yeah. Fab in your 50s. Actually, that might be a good channel name. Fab in your 50s.
A
Yeah.
combination, a combo channel.
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube allows past the cross. I met you guys that special. Yeah. Exactly, Mandy.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, because and like we were talking about before, like the thing about being in a community, like I mean, there are good and bad sides of being in a community, right? Sometimes you I don't want people to be scared to do it alone because I think that sometimes you just have to. Like for me, there have been times where everyone around me told me that I had a very short time to live and there was nothing I could do about it, and everyone was sort of working against me. But um, yeah, there are times where you're just going to have to just say that's not what I think. That's not what and just go against the grain, sort of thing, sort of swim against the tide. And there's nothing wrong with doing that at all, because I did that, and that's it's working for me. Um, but there's also a good thing about being in a community, like we are saying before, is that you get to learn a lot from other people's experiences.
Mm.
And I think that's something that YouTube has allowed, for me especially. I think I've learned a lot from this experience, just being on YouTube and talking to all these wonderful people. Um, and it's even like before YouTube, I would never have joined a Facebook group, for example, not even to talk about cancer. And that's something unfortunately I know a lot about, and it's just something I just would not have done. But now, like I'm in a couple of cancer groups on Facebook and trying to give people as much help as I can,
Mm.
which I think is has it's sort of helped me a lot too, because I get to sort of pay it forward a bit,
Mm.
and because I see people making a lot of mistakes or a lot of or similar mistakes that I made, you know, um, 10, 12 years ago as well. So if I can help them or show them a different way, then that would be really good. But yeah, I think it's really one of the best things about YouTube and social media. I don't like social media per se. like generally speaking, because I do like my privacy as well.
Mm.
But it has some great benefits, you know. I lost friends because I don't eat like them. Yeah, but again, the whole community. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, yeah,
That's
there's
interesting.
always. I mean, there's still. I mean, like especially family. You know, like there's always people that are going to say like they're always going to disagree with you on something. And you know, like we said before, like food is one of those things. Kind of like talking about religion, they get very dogmatic about it. And like I just don't bother. You know, if they're going to argue the point, it's not worth getting into an argument with someone about what they eat. If they don't want to
Mm.
listen, that's their problem. There's everyone has their own path to follow, whether they
Exactly.
come, you know. So unfortunately, like you just can't help everyone, um, and it's not worth getting into an argument about it. Like um, I basically just shut down. So I visit my family rarely, and when they start talking about this stuff, I just don't say a word, sort of thing. I just leave it. Yeah, but you know, you're gonna lose some friends. Yeah, actually, I think a lot of people over the last 4 years or so probably would have lost a lot of friends, but gained a lot of other friends from community over the shutdowns and things like that.
Mm.
So, yes, yeah. I hope, yeah, Lindy. I hope your daughter's doing okay. I really, I mean, I know it's probably not much hope, but I do hope that she does improve. So, um, Lindy's daughter lost her eyesight recently to type 2 diabetes. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's yeah, it's kind of sad story actually, but
Mm.
Lindy's tough, and she'll be able to help her a lot, I think. So,
Mm.
I think she's recently gone carnivore as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that will,
Yeah.
I mean, certainly make the rest of her health better anyway. Type 1 diabetes, sorry, Lindy. Yeah, type 1 diabetes.
Mm.
So yeah,
So yeah,
actually,
fun.
I was talking to a really good doctor actually here in Australia just a few weeks back. Actually, James Muki, he's a 2020 Australian of the Year. Really good interview actually because he's on the committee now to have that are revising the Australian dietary guidelines, and he's a very strong advocate for or for meat-based diets, low carb
Mhm.
diets, because he's been working his whole life basically um, to restore sight in people that in adults that lose their sight, and and he's like 95% of them actually lose it because of diabetes. You
Mm.
know, so that's how he sort of got into the low carb sort of realm. Really nice guy, very smart too. Does a lot of great work. Um, but the revisions happening now in Australia, but they won't release them until sometime mid next year. But the problem is like every day there are hundreds of people in Australia, like 300 to 400 people being diagnosed as diabetic. You
Mm.
know, and it just blows the mind really. And like the Australian Diabetics Association, like you go to their website, they recommend and dietitians in here. Actually, I'm not sure if anyone saw that video. I did a video looking at the dietary guidelines here in Australia, but dietitians recommending for elderly care in hospitals, things like because they actually touched on the right things. They were saying that they suffer from dementia and all these things as they get older because they don't have enough protein in their diet. But then they recommend like for their protein sources like chocolate milk and ice cream, and it's just like how dense do you have to be? Like how ridiculously stupid do you have to be to like you're a dietitian and you recommended this is a source of protein.
Mm.
It's incredible. She's doing great,
Awesome.
learning Braille and excelling. Oh, that's good. Still running her florist business. Fantastic. That is great. She's
Yeah.
so inspirational. Yeah, no stopping. That is fantastic, Lindy. That's wonderful. You know, I think that's fantastic. That she's at least she's not letting it take away her lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's really important. I think. Yeah. If she ever wants to talk, I'd love to have her on Stories of Healing. Yeah, that sounds very inspirational, Lindy. Very good.
Mm.
Hi, you're BK from Belgium, Belgian Carnivore. Nice to see you.
Nice to see
Um,
you.
yeah, yeah. So, all good. All right. Well, I think I've taken up enough of your time, Graham. Is there anything else you want to say to the audience?
You must have a great evening on your side,
Yeah.
a great morning, and a great day on other side of the world where the sun is coming up. And yeah, what else? Yeah, it's not. I can't say a good afternoon here for South Africans. It's not yet afternoon. We still got 40 minutes to go.
What are you going to do for the rest of your day then?
Well, I still have to go pick up my wife at
Oh,
2.
yeah.
I think you'll be sleeping at by then. 2 plus 8 is 22. Now it's 10 o'clock then on your side. David.
Mm. Yeah,
I'll have to
I'll be
pick her
sleeping
up.
soon.
Yeah, and then I will be yeah, and bringing her home, and then I'll have the rest of the day trying to learn something new. I don't know if you heard about Unity. Unity is a game engine. I'm like trying to learn gaming, how to make a game. So I
Okay.
got this big idea, and maybe people can help me as to what can I put in the game. But I got this big idea of making a carnival game.
Oh, cool.
If you eat the wrong things, this will happen. If you eat meat, this will happen. I got
That's
this
a good
idea in
idea.
my head to make a game from. It's like somebody that doesn't know anything about how games are being made. Okay, I got sort of a gist of how games work. But making I like to play games, so yeah, that's where the passion comes from. I've
So,
played
is it
it,
going to
now I
be
want to
like?
make it.
Is it going to be anything like Grand Theft Auto with cows?
I don't know. That's why I say ideas. I'm just focusing on this main idea where you eat something and you feel good, or you that's the whole idea, or you eat something which is from the standard American diet, you feel bad.
Yeah,
Trying to
yeah,
get that whole concept
yeah.
promoting, yeah. So, but yeah,
That's a good idea.
um,
Like the old, I used to have this old shooting zombie game, right?
mm,
And like the character has a health line, and
yeah,
if you get bitten, so the health line goes down. So
yeah,
like as you eat junk food, your health line goes down.
yeah. You
If you
become
eat
big,
meat, it gets up.
yeah.
And something like that'd be cool.
Danger, yeah, something like that. But yeah, still thinking about, but yeah, just getting that dynamics. But a new engine was released now recently, so yesterday, game engine. So I'm trying to figure out how does it work, because I
Mm.
got a bit of programming down the line. So yeah, tinkering, David. That's why you heard me saying that. Yes, I saw this now. Yes, I can know how to do this and that with the
Yeah,
website thingies. Tinkering here, tinkering there. That's the way I roll.
that's good.
But yeah, that's on my charts. Basically, and if I can get it right, or yeah, maybe get some tutorials out of to how to work, how to make a game. Maybe
That sounds
I
cool.
see there's a lot. I see there's a lot. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Mm,
Here's a good comment. Like, they went 3 weeks to the Philippines. It's a great country for a great carnival country. I really
mm,
enjoyed the Lee Chan pork. Yeah, like people, this is a really big, like common misconception. Like they think Asian countries eat a lot of rice and they're vegetarian, and it's like Yeah, 95% of the world's like vegetarian or vegans around the world are economic vegans. Like they're just poor people that can't or that don't have access to meat. No culture in the world um, is voluntarily vegan or plant based. Okay,
Yeah.
um, and no animal in the world has a low fat diet either. That's just we are designed. Every animal in the world is designed to have a high fat diet. Like ruminants get their long chain fatty acids and all their fatty acids from chewing their food, regurgitating, and they mulch. They're the perfect mulching machine. Um, and we're the same, but we get it from them. That's all. Like Japan, they like it's supposedly one of those so-called blue zone, con sort of diet places, but they eat anything that's ever had a parent or moved at one stage or another. They eat everything from like nose to tail, and like they even eat the bowels of cows and things like that. So yeah, they love meat. They eat it all day long. It's breakfast. A traditional Japanese breakfast will have some rice, yeah, but like a small bowl of rice. The rest is meat. They'll have salmon or tuna or any kind of fish, or any kind of meat and eggs. They love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Locals do eat loads of rice and veggies, yeah, but still loads of meat. That's right. Yeah, and fresh fish available there. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, same with Japan. They do eat much more rice and vegetables than say we do or I do, but they eat a ton of meat as well. And very fatty meat. It's always been that was when I actually lived in Japan. That was one of my pet hates is that all the meat was too fatty. I actually hated it at the time because I was fat phobic and I was scared that it had to be lean meat sort of thing because that's what my education was. But that was one of my biggest complaints was the meat was always too fatty. But Japanese love fatty meat; they love it, and it's great. It's really good quality food too.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we'll leave it there tonight, guys. But I hope you all had a good time. I really appreciate everyone joining the chat in the
Yeah.
for our live tonight. Very just an impromptu sort of live.
Short
Um,
notice.
very short notice. Yes. Uh, yeah, about 20 minutes beforehand or so. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, I really enjoyed that. Always great catching up with Graham. Graham is such a great guy. He has such a positive outlook on life, and it's just So if you don't know or you haven't been to Graham's channel, please go check it out. He's a lot of fun. He's a great guy. So, all right, everyone, and we will see you again next time. Don't forget also, I do have another live talking about cancer and metabolic health coming up with Sammy Togano on next Monday, my time. That's already set up there. But next week on the 30th, okay, probably for Americans it'll be the 29th, I will have a live event talking about cancer and metabolic health with Sammy Togano, Professor Bart Kay, and Dr. Anthony Chafee. So stay tuned for that. That will be a very good live event. You can have all your all your questions answered.
Questions. Yeah.
Getting that backwards, but yeah, scratch that reverse. All right. So yeah, come join us. And we'll see you then. All right, guys.
Yeah. That's
Ciao for
awesome.
now.
Bye.